So it's 2022, 2021 when I first heard of the concept of meditation. Now, at first, I thought like only like the Chinese Buddhist people meditated, but you know, after learning about it and all the benefits, you know, I still didn't take action even after hearing it. So then, like, I would meditate, but only for like 3 days in a row. Then I'll just stop. But it wasn't until this time period where I had like anxious thoughts that I would start meditating, but then I wasn't consistent. But then a few months ago is when I started to get consistent in meditation. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, about meditation and why you should be doing it. And I'm gonna list 3 benefits that I myself have noticed and that you will also notice once you're consistent in meditation. And real quick, you know, you don't gotta start with like a 1 minute full meditation. You can start with like just one mindful deep breath to where you like, you know, like you focus on the air that goes like in through your nose, and then you exhale and you feel like your stomach like open up, you feel your chest open up. You're gonna feel all this stuff. So, you know, like, again, you don't gotta start with a full minute meditation. You know, just a 1 second meditation is better, because, you know, that 1 second meditation, like, it might not sound like a lot, but imagine that 1 second over weeks. Like, you're gonna see some results from that for sure. You're gonna see more results from 1 second of meditation than not meditating at all. But anyways, let me get to my first point. One of the things I noticed was, and one of the things that you will notice, is that you will become more aware. You're gonna become more aware of your emotions and triggers. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say you like to fap, all right? Let's say you like to fap at nighttime in your room, in the dark. Now, an example I have for this is that let's say you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is open Instagram, which you shouldn't be doing because that's like subhuman type things. But anyways, let's say that you wake up, you check Instagram, and right away you see like a thirst trap. This can be like a girl showing her cheeks out or like something like that, right? Now, even if you don't fap in the morning, seeing like that little trigger, like that little trigger will lead to you fapping later on that day at nighttime. Because like you see the trigger and then like you imagine it, but then because you're not even aware of it, it's like you don't realize it. And something else that I've noticed is that you become, you know how I said that you become more aware of your triggers and emotions? Well, another thing is that you become more aware of like the way you react to things and like what triggers you. So let's say that, you know, let's say that you're mad after doing let's say like you're mad after doing something, but you don't know why you're mad. You know, if you start meditating, you kind of become aware of like what it is that triggers you. So for me, you know, back then when I would play like FIFA and all that, FIFA would trigger me a lot, and then like because it would trigger me a lot, like I would be mean to my family and to my friends, and I would just be like in a bad mood overall, because it would trigger me. It would give me like, FIFA would give me hella mad. You know, like I'll be like pa pa. I'll be punching shit in my house. I'll be throwing my controller in the ground, and I'll be yelling at the TV. Like I'll be saying like, man, fuck you. Like I'll just be saying hella stuff. Like I'll be crashing out. But you know, during that time, I didn't really like. I knew FIFA would get me mad, but I wasn't like aware of like how mad it actually got me until I started meditating. And when I started meditating, I also stopped doing like a lot of the bad habits, like playing video games, scrolling on your phone. Also, that's another one. I would also notice that when I would be like on my phone, like scrolling like on TikTok or Instagram, I will notice that like watching certain content will make me feel like dysregulated. Like I will feel like anxious in a way. Like think of that. Every time you're watching TikTok, you probably don't even notice it, but you're probably breathing a little bit quicker. You probably have like your jaw's probably like not even relaxed. Your jaw is probably like locked up like that instead of it being like relaxed. And something I noticed too was that like my face was like tensed up too. So like I noticed this when I was it was like a week before school started, and I got like sick. Like I was like shitting a lot. Yeah. But I was doing like hella diarrhea and my stomach was hurting. And during this time I was like during like this like 1 to 2 week period, I was like, I fuck it, I'm sick. I might as well just like watch TikTok. And like be like a normie kind of, like watch TikTok, play Roblox and all that shit. So then I was doing that, and I just noticed that my face would be tensed up when I would watch TikTok. And it's probably because like all like the bad content that's on there. Like I would see like some funny videos that would actually make me laugh, but then like there will also be some videos where like it will like dysregulate me. So for example, so like I will scroll and there'll be like a TikTok about weed, and like I'll laugh at it, right? But then I'll scroll and then like the next video will be like a politic or something like that. Then I would check the comments and I'll see like all these people arguing and fighting, and I didn't notice it. Like back then I didn't notice it, but like when I say back then I mean like 2022 2021. But like during that time period that I was sick, like those like that 1 to 2 week period, when I was like more mindful and I was like meditating more, I would notice that like my heartbeat would raise, like just reading the TikTok comments and reading up and like watching like TikTok, like all the violent videos, all the videos of people arguing and fighting about dumb stuff that doesn't really matter. I would notice that my heart rate would I'll like spike up a little bit, and then my face, I would be like my eyebrows would be like raised a little bit, my jaw wouldn't be relaxed. I don't know, but it's like little things, like it's like little stuff like that you notice. Also, same thing with music. Before like certain music will like honestly like make you act way different. So for example, I like to listen to like Mexican music, like Clave Especial and stuff like that, like Fuerza Regida. And there would be songs where or even like Tupac and like rap, there's like songs where like they play, and I literally feel like my heart rate rises because of like how intense the music is. Like I'm not sure if this makes sense or not, but like if you start meditating, you will notice this stuff. All right. Now, you also spot your weakness. All right. So, you know how I said earlier that if you wake up and you check Instagram and you see like a girl shaking her ass or something, that's gonna like most likely trigger you later on to fap at night. Well, when you start meditating, you're gonna notice that, oh, okay, me checking IG or like just me being on my phone early in the morning often leads to this other event happening. And then like, that's like how you improve yourself, because you spot the weakness, and then it's up to you to take action and stop it and stop the action. But a lot of the stuff like bad habits, a lot of it's just like symptoms of the real problem, which is bad mental health, which I will make a video on. I will be making a video on like mental health, but like later down the road, so stay aware for that. Now my second point onto why you need to start meditating right now is to increase your focus. Yeah, increasing your focus. You guys might say, I mean, a lot of people say that they got good focus, that they can focus, but that's complete BS. Why? Look, a lot of people watch TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. Like, if you watch a lot of short form content, you do not have good focus. A lot of people cannot even like read a book without forgetting what they just read like 5 sentences into the book. So if that's you, you need to start meditating right now. All right? And you know, like, you want to increase your focus, obviously, because it's good. Because like it's like you have trained your brain to not be able to focus for like more than like 5 seconds. And how did you do that? Because when you watch TikTok, you like scroll a lot, and then you train your brain to like only focus for like a few seconds before you like scroll or like lose your attention, and then you have to like scroll to the next video. And it's worse if you're watching the video that's actually somewhat entertaining, but then your like focus and your attention is so bad that you open the comments, read the comments for more dopamine, while the video itself is still playing in the background. Yeah, like that's not good. And also that like leads to depression like later on, because you know you're like blasting your dopamine, and that's not good. Now, when you increase your focus, one of the benefits is that, let's say like you have a business, or you want to start a business, or you like to play the drums or anything. Increasing your focus will actually make you a better worker, because you're like it makes sense, because you're able to focus on the task. So you'll do the task quicker. You'll probably do the task quicker, more efficiently, and you will like actually learn and like have fun probably. No, you will learn and you will have more fun if you're able to actually focus on the task. And I mean, overall, your life will just improve, because like you're gonna have more focus to work on your goals. So let's say you're a fat piece of shit and your goal is to lose weight. If you meditate and you increase your focus, you're gonna stay more focused on your goal, and you're gonna know what aligns with your goal and what does not align with your goal. So like you're gonna be walking, you're gonna be in your house, and let's say like your little sister or like someone in your family brings home McDonald's. They bring home McDonald's, and because you've been meditating and increasing your focus, you're gonna see the McDonald's and you're gonna be like, nah, because you're gonna be like, nah, and then in your brain you're gonna say, because McDonald's doesn't align with me losing weight. Like it makes sense, all right? Another thing I can say is like, let's say your goal is to run a marathon, right? And let's also say that you have been meditating. You know, you're gonna have like, your brain is gonna be like more focused on like what's gonna make you run the marathon better. Like, meditating is so underrated, bro. I'm telling you right now. And you also show up for like other people better. Obviously, we're not doing this for other people. We're doing it for ourselves. But because we're doing it for ourselves, other people benefit from it. So let's say you have a girlfriend. Like, you're actually gonna be able to focus on what she's saying. Or like if your mom's talking to you, like telling you a story, you're gonna be able to like actually focus on her story, instead of like her just yapping and then you thinking about some random bullshit. Like, meditating is so underrated. Like, once you start meditating consistently, you're gonna see like you're gonna see why meditating is so good once you start meditating consistently. Now my third point, you're just more calm and you're less anxious, less depressed. Why? Because your brain is like more focused on the present moment than it is like on the random bullshit thoughts that you're gonna have throughout the day. But then you're probably asking yourself, well, Rodrigo, how do you meditate? So look, hold on. Look, let me put it simple for you guys. Let me just get my pen up. Look. Oh yeah, and also if you're an athlete, like if you play soccer or basketball, football, if you meditate consistently, you're gonna enter the flow state more easily and for like longer periods of time. And if you don't know what the flow state is, that's basically when you're like locked in. Like you play way better. Like you're like focused on whatever you're doing without like any like random bullshit thoughts going through your head. Just a little side point for all my athletes out there. Anyways, the way you meditate is you take a breath in, okay? So you take a breath in, you meditate, you get like some random thought, okay? So you get the random thought, you realize you get the random thought, okay? So you breathed in, right? You get a random bullshit thought. Then right here, you realize and you become aware that you had the bullshit thought. Then you simply bring your attention back to your nose. That shit do not look like a nose. But then you bring your attention back to your nose. And every time that you meditate and you have a bullshit thought and then you bring your attention back to your nose, that's like one bicep curl, but for your brain. So keep that in mind, right? And you might not be able to like meditate for like a minute, but honestly, just stay consistent. Keep showing up. Like 1 second of meditation is better than no seconds of meditation. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.